Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something I hear about all the time, the middle school roadmap to lifelong reading. We're going to focus entirely on transforming reading from what honestly often feels like a really heavy chore into a highly customizable, incredibly easy, and genuinely fun adventure. Seriously, if you've ever felt like reading is just extra homework, you are in the exact right place. We're going to break down the strategies that completely flip the script.
So, let me ask you, do you wish you read more, but it just feels hard? Well, let's just validate that right now. It is completely normal to feel this way. I mean, with all the distractions pulling at us today, sitting down with a massive block of text can feel incredibly difficult. It requires focus, and sometimes, it just feels like work. You are absolutely not alone if you feel a little resistance when someone tells you to go read. We're going to lower that defensive barrier right now. Think of the steps we're about to cover as a video game tutorial, one that's designed to help you unlock your reading stats. The ultimate goal here is to make literature a natural, seamless part of your everyday lifestyle without it ever feeling like extra homework.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap to level up today. First, unlocking the reading adventure. Second, audiobooks for boring moments. Third, building your reading menu. Fourth, tracking progress and unplugging. Fifth, Sophia's real-life success. And finally, your first reading challenge.
Part 1. Unlocking the reading adventure. The journey begins.
Let's move to part 2 and see how this builds. Audiobooks for boring moments.
Try listening to audiobooks during chores or while you're walking to school. Just think about those parts of your day that are just plain boring, right? Folding the laundry, doing the dishes, waiting for the bus. By pairing an audiobook with these normally dull moments, you are making excellent use of your idle time. You're instantly transported into a story, and it's totally effortless. Your hands are busy, but your mind, it gets to go on an adventure. Suddenly, doing the dishes isn't a chore. It's chapter 4 of an epic fantasy. It's essentially a cheat code for your daily routine.
Moving right along to Part 3. Build your reading menu. Now, what's really interesting about this is the power of choice. A great reading menu might include a comic book, a fantasy novel, and maybe a nonfiction book all at the same time. Keeping this variety available lets you select a book based entirely on your current mood. Sometimes your brain is just fried from a long day at school, and diving into a dense historical biography, that sounds exhausting. But grabbing a visually engaging comic book, that sounds perfect. Having a menu means you never get stuck. You literally just order up whatever flavor of story you're craving in that exact moment.
And please remember this rule. It is okay to quit and pick a new one. This is such an empowering, liberating mindset shift. Somewhere along the line, a lot of us were taught that once you start a book, you absolutely have to finish it, even if you hate it. Actually, scratch that. The actual goal here is to enjoy reading. If a book isn't grabbing your attention after a few chapters, put it down. Quit. Pick up something else from your menu. Life is way too short, and there are way too many amazing books out there to spend your time slogging through something you don't even like.
Part 4. Track progress and unplug. Time to gamify.
Tracking the books you read across different genres is a fantastic way to stay motivated. Keeping a simple list or using a tracking app, with parental approval, of course, serves as a huge motivation boost. There's this undeniable psychological thrill in watching a progress bar fill up or checking off a box. It gamifies the whole experience. When you can visually see, wow, okay, I read 3 graphic novels and a fantasy book this month, it builds your identity as a reader. You aren't just trying to read, you are actively conquering these stories. And this brilliantly illustrates our next big point, the ultimate environmental hack. If your phone is charging right next to your bed, you're gonna scroll. It's inevitable. But if you keep your phone charging far away across the room and instead keep a book opening easily right there on your nightstand, you completely change the path of least resistance. You make reading the easiest, most obvious option when you're winding down for the night. You're setting yourself up for success without relying on pure willpower.
Part 5. Sophia's real-life success. Let's see this in action.
Let's look at Sophia's journey as a real-world example. On day 1, Sophia found reading hard. It felt like a chore. But by week 1, she decided to try that first hack, listening to audiobooks on her bus ride to school. She reclaimed that boring idle time. By week 2, she implemented the environment hack, putting a funny graphic novel right by her bed instead of her phone. And look at month 1. By combining these small, painless tweaks, Sophia is reading so much more, practically without even trying. She didn't force herself to sit at a desk for an hour a day, she just adjusted her daily habits. And yeah, for sure, she now keeps a little list of all her finished books to watch her progress grow. So, the crucial point is this. These aren't just little tricks to make you do your homework. Making reading a natural part of your day matters because it literally grows your brain. It sharpens your focus, builds empathy, and most importantly, it opens up entirely new worlds. You build a lifelong passion for learning through stories, not by forcing it, but by designing your environment so that enjoying a great story is simply the easiest choice you can make.
Finally, Part 6, your first reading challenge.
So I really have to ask, tonight, what book will be on your nightstand? I am challenging you to take action today. Either commit to putting your phone across the room tonight and placing a book on your nightstand, or figure out exactly which chore you're going to tackle while firing up an audiobook. Choose your adventure, set up your environment, and start unlocking those reading stats tonight. What world are you going to step into?